All right. This can be hard, I get it. But are you making it harder for yourself than it needs to be? If you're someone who fixates on problems rather than solutions, then consider that maybe you don't want to redirect your focus. I should stop right here. Maybe you're overwhelmed at the thought of throwing your energy and focus into doing what you know you need to do to make those visions become realities. And it's a lot easier and safer to focus on your problems and the reasons why you can't achieve your dreams. Is this you? I know the truth may hurt, but even when it hurts, it always helps. Listen, y'all. Oh my gosh. I had a revelation when I was writing this because I've been guilty of this. Okay. So let me say that I'm not picking on nobody. I'm not trying to be that. I'm sorry. My energy's about to go to 100 right now because I see this so much and I'm like, wow. Like even when I wrote that, I wasn't thinking like that. Like I wasn't thinking this deep. And that's why the audiobook's gonna be amazing because there's so many things I want to go deeper on, like audio wise. It's gonna be amazing. This is coming. You need both. Okay. So don't wait for the audiobook. It's not coming for another, probably 2 or 3 months. You need this. Okay. So you can actually, anyways. So I want to read that part one more time. Hold on. Just a sentence. Give me just a sentence, y'all. Cause I got to calm myself down a little bit. Okay. Cause I'm about to be fired up. This is going to be one of these lives, man, that a lot of lives are going to be changed. Some people might not follow me, but it is what it is. I'm going to read this part one more again. If you're someone who fixates on problems rather than solutions, then consider that maybe you don't want to redirect your focus because it's a lot easier and safer to focus on your problems and the reasons why you can't achieve your dreams. All right. This is why this is so important. I had an individual tell me, I'm going to say over the years, that says they can't do better, right? They can't do better because there's no opportunities, there's nothing meant for their life. And so what I did was, hey, I have a way for you to do better. I can show you that there's better, I promise you. Come sit down with me. That person never sat down with me. Even though they knew I had better, even though they knew I had a roadmap to where they wanted to go, they didn't want to sit down with me. And it always bothered me like, why? And I realized this. It's a lot easier to focus on the problems. It's a lot easier to focus on, oh, there's nothing better for my life. Because you know what happens? That means that I don't have to be responsible for my life no more. I can keep the responsibility in those problems. I can keep the responsibility in my past. I can keep the responsibility in that person. As long as like, oh, it's my past is bad. Like, no, because my past is so bad. My childhood is so bad. And so what happens is you never take responsibility. So some of us, we run from videos like this. We run from the book because we're so afraid that the solution exists. And we know if that solution exists, then you know what? We can't sit here and place blame no more. We have to realize like, oh, it starts with me. Oh, there is something more. As long as we are in a space that there's nothing more to our life, we can be comfortable. And some of us, we have literally programmed ourselves to fixate on the problems, to fixate on the past, to fixate on the person. That's why we keep talking about somebody from 10 years ago. That's why we keep talking about a thing that happened from us for 20 years ago. That's why we're addicted to our sad story, because as long as there's nothing more, oh, I'm fine. It ain't on me no more. So you're focused on your problems. But what if you were focused on the solution? But a lot of us, we're scared not get it, because when you get opened up to a whole other world of solutions, it gets scary because you're like, oh man, like I get it, Trent. I see that journey. I see that path, but damn, it looks so hard. Like what? I gotta leave this. I gotta leave the familiar. I gotta get away from this. I gotta start something new. I gotta create a new normal. Like I want to heal, but I don't want to stay in the grief. But the grief, you know, at least the grief has the responsibility that I can speak for the rest of my life because my mama died. That's why I didn't do nothing with my life anymore. At least I can say that for the rest of my life, and at least I can blame that. But if I say, man, I see the journey of healing, then dang, like it's on me. Like, what if I fail? What if I don't succeed? What if nobody and you start thinking about all the impossibilities, and you stay in what you know is real. You stay in what you know is going to change instead of actually going down the road of impossibilities. I want to tell you right now, your healing is possible. Your change is possible. Your breakthrough is possible. Your peace is possible, but you got to change your focus. You got to stop fixating on the problems. You got to stop fixating on the issues. You got to stop fixating on the victim mindset. And I know some of y'all might unfollow me because of this. I love you. I truly do. But I refuse to allow you to go through another year in a victim mindset. You are not a victim. victim. Yes, the thing that happened to you made you a victim in that moment, but you're not a victim person. You don't have a victim mentality. You're not a victim human being. You're a victorious one. So it's time to see things as a challenge. It's time to see things as solutions. It's time to see things that, man, y'all took me here today, man. I'm fired up reading my own book. And I'm going to just keep it real with you. This is what this book did to me today. Literally, when I wrote that, I wasn't even thinking about that when I wrote it. And it hit me different today because I said, man, so many people don't go get their best life not because it's not there for them. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see it because then they have to have the responsibility to go and achieve it. And it's so hard to achieve. What if I fail? What if it doesn't pan out? What if I look stupid? What if I look embarrassed? And I just would tell you this. What if your life never changes? What if you stay in the same pain for the rest of your life? Doesn't that scare you? Doesn't that... Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But so many of us, man, we have kept the responsibility in all those things in our past, man, that we complain about. And we don't want to get the help. We don't want to have the conversation. We don't want to hire the coach. We don't want to see the therapist. We don't want to go talk to whoever it is that we know has a solution or might have a solution. We don't want to sit down with that person because we don't want to be exposed to our more. Even though we say we want more, we don't want to be exposed to our more because you know what? Receiving and living in that more is some hard freaking work. And we don't want to work for that. We don't want to work for it. So I'd rather just stay in the average. I'd rather just stay in the pain. I'd rather just stay in the complaining. I get it. My mom's heaven anniversary is tomorrow, y'all. I got a moment on TV in New York where it hit me. And yeah, I could easily stay in that grief and say, yeah, man, I quit, I gave up because my mom died. And people would understand. And I can stay in that grief. I can fixate my mind on grief. Or I can say, you know what? I went through a grieving moment and season, but I'm fixating my mind on greatness. My mama created me to be great. When I came out of her womb, she spoke greatness over my life. So I refuse to live in grief. I refuse to let her down. I refuse to stop, not run the race that she already, not finish the race that she started. I refuse to do that. So you know what? I fixated my focus on a solution. I fixated my focus on the healing. Has the journey been hard? Yeah. I cried on national TV yesterday. Yeah, it's still hard. Yeah, it's tough. But I'm running this race. I'm not going to stay in a place. I got kids that depend on me. I got a community. I got too many people depending on me to continue to run my race. And if some of you realize what's depending on you, I don't have family, I don't have friends, whatever. There's people out in this world that need your story, need your message, that's depending on you to run your race. Like, that's what you don't understand. Some of y'all just looking around, just saying, oh, nobody cares about me. There's people out there that need you, need your story, need your message. And we sitting here fixating on our problems. Right? What you focus on is what you will feel. What you feel is what you do. What you do is what you get. What you get is the life that you live. Right? The life that you live. So it's time to change our focus, man. It's time to guard our focus. I know my mind wants to go back to blame. My mind wants to go back to the things that I can't change. My mind wants to go back to living in that place where I'm empty inside. My mind always tries to go back there, but I'm saying I'm not going back. It's not an option for me no more. I'm not. How I got here is because I decided to focus on better for my life. Did I know that there was better? Nope. Did I know that there was this for my life? Nope. But I decided to focus on my next step. I decided to focus on my peace. I decided to focus on my greatness. I decided to focus on my healing. That's how I got here 15 years later. I could have easily stayed focused on the NFL cut me. My best friend committed suicide. My life sucks. I could have easily focused on that, and it would be true. But I said, damn, that's a sad story to tell for the rest of my life. I'm not telling that story for the rest of my life. I refused. So you know what? I got around people who've been through it. I got around people who were successful and I was trying to achieve. I started listening to people. I started reading books. I started hiring mentors and coaches, and I started getting around people. I started having different conversations to hit different elevations in my life. And what happens, they exposed me to my greatness. They exposed me to what was possible and was scary as hell, because I'm like, oh my gosh, what? I can be that? Oh my gosh, nah, I feel comfortable here. I'm going to shrink. I'm going to stay. I feel comfortable here. Even though I know that I can take my business to another level, even though I know there's more for me, even though I know I can break through, even though I know that thing inside of me because it's an internal alignment screaming at me, even though I know that there's more, even though God is calling me, nope, I ain't picking up. I'm sending God to voicemail. Nope. But I feel so empty inside. And every time God calling you for your healing, I'm sending it to voicemail. Every time God's trying to set up that appointment for something greater for your peace, I'm sending it to voicemail. Nope. And we go through this constant battle. That's what the first chapter is about, y'all. It's about the constant battle. Some of y'all open your book. Introduction, constant battle. You think I'm capping? Constant battle. That's what it's about. It's about this constant battle. And I'm giving you the tools to win this constant battle in your own way and what you're going through in your experience. But you got to be able to get to a point where you guard your freaking focus. You guard it. I know it's safer to stay where you're at. I know it's safer to stay in your problems because at least you know what you're going to get. I know it's safer. But as my good friend Dave Hollis always used to say, bless his soul, rest in peace, big dog. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that's what not, ships are safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships are meant for. I love that quote because it's true, right? Yeah, ships are safe in the harbor. They look pretty over there. That's not what ships are meant for. They meant to go through that troubled water. They built for it, just like you. But you got to be able to guard your focus. I'm gonna read a little bit more from that. I'm just gonna repeat it. You know what I mean? Y'all can get into this book yourself and read for yourself. Like, this ain't like Trent reading class in here, even though I probably should start a book club and read. But I want you to read it. You know what I mean? But I want to get back to even this. Like, I'm gonna just share this, right? If you find yourself dwelling on a problem, notice the negative sensation you feel and allow that to be the spark that shifts you towards seeking a solution. It's better to think of whatever is standing before you as a challenge rather than a problem. In cognitive psychology, this is called reframing. If you focus on the problem, right, you just see something standing in the way. If you can reframe the problem and see it as a challenge instead, you shift the focus back to your path, your vision, and your progress. Rather than complain about the road being closed, you can say, okay, that wasn't exactly the right road. It's time to find another route to where I'm headed. I talked about the people I've come across who were content with just sitting in their potential and say, I could have done that. Except content isn't the right word because none of them were truly content. None of them were at peace. So if you find yourself focusing on problems and feeling too overwhelmed to shift to solutions, help is out there. Help is out there. Either way, the problems in your life are out of your control anyway. So why waste focus on things over which you have no power? With the reframe, your focus shifts from what's blocking you to what you need to do for yourself. It's the first step to taking your power back, y'all. It's the first step to taking your power back. Take your damn power back. Excuse my French, but take it back. You got to take it back. You got to listen to your language. Like, listen to what you say. Is it problem language? Is it complain language? Like, listen to how you talk. Is it always complaining about something? You ever been around people, and I've been that person before, where all we do is complain about something. Everything's wrong, and you just got that complaining spirit, right? Listen to your language. Stop complaining about the things you aren't willing to change. Instead of that complaining language, let's find challenging language. Let's find, as I would always say, greatness language. Let's find progressive language. Let's start talking differently. Because some of us, all we do is complain. Oh, well, this happened, and it's always the same story. And I get it. I respect it. I honor it. I empathize with it. I understand it. But I want you to turn the page today, right? I want you to see that there's more to your life. That's the first step to taking your power back. Take your power back. Some of us got that powerless language. Like you ain't capable. Like you ain't got it in you. And I get it. You might not believe it. But it's time to put power language in your life. Instead of saying, you know what, things can't change, say things will change. Things are going to change. Things must change. I'm going to create the change with God's grace and God's help. I'm going to find a way through. Instead of saying there's no way, I'm going to create the way. Oh, there's no opportunities. I'm going to create the opportunity. Oh, nobody want to give me a chance. I'm going to be my own chance, right? Oh, I'm going to create it for myself. That's the language you got to have, y'all. And this self-belief, don't think I was born with this. Don't think I just came out the womb believing in myself. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. But at some point, I stopped believing in myself. And I took my life back. I took my power back. What would your life look like right now if you took your power back? Everybody write in the chat, take my power back. I'm going on the Tamron Hall show next week. I'm going to make the whole audience say, take my power back. I'm going to make them say something. I'm probably going to make them say, you're worth it. You've been worth it. You'll forever be worth it. I'm going to do it on national TV. I promise you. I promise you. But yes, y'all, I want I want everybody in here, like, and yes, this book, man, like, y'all can see it. You can't fake this energy. Like, I called my team and I was like, I'm fired up. Please listen to the podcast. So you will see it in real time. I'm reading. I'm like, it hit me. It was like a revelation. Like, oh my gosh. I was like, because I know so many people that will literally keep their focus on the problems. That will literally say, I can't change, even if they have the opportunity to focus on what could be better, right? That's, oh my gosh. And it breaks my freaking heart because I see so many people with capability, potential, that never go get the life that's meant for them, not because they're not capable. It's because they choose to focus. They've been programmed to focus, like chemically bonded and programmed to focus on, I feel sorry for myself type of vibe, right? Because as long as I stay there, and I always have a crutch on why I didn't go live my best life. But I can tell my kids, like, mommy, daddy, I wanted, but like, look what happened. Look at my life. Look at my circumstances, kids. Like, this is what it is. But you can be the solution too. How would your life change right now, my friend, if you started being solution-minded? You read about this in Protect Your Peace. How would your life change right now if you stop being excuse-minded? You stop being victim-minded? You stop being pragmatic-minded? You stop being self-pity-minded? And you started to be solution-minded. And you focused on the solutions. You seek the solutions. And I get it. They don't just come right in front of your lap. But a lot of us, I would bet my last dollar that a lot of us on this live right now watching this video on replay, the solutions have been trying to come into your life, but you've been so freaking closed, so tough, have all these walls, right? You call them boundaries, but really they're just walls and not boundaries. They're really protection mechanisms because you don't want to open your life up to more. So it's a boundary. It's a boundary. No? It's more like a protection mechanism that you're trying to protect yourself. What I learned in life, it protects you from certain things, but also keeps the best things from finding your life. So you don't become open to help. Nobody wants to help me. You hear people say, nobody wants to help me. And I'll see people on Facebook, people that I love and care about will say, oh, nobody cares, nobody helps me. I'm by myself. Like, we like to have that language because it makes us feel okay with our situation because, oh, if I'm saying nobody's helping me, then it's a reason why I'm in my situation. That's not the truth. There's a lot of people who want to help you. But some of us are so afraid to be exposed to what we can be because it's scary. When I got exposed to what I could be in my life, it was scary. I'm like, man, like that? Like all this responsibility? But I grew into this over the years. I didn't just jump into it overnight. I grew into this over the years, but it was started with me being solution-minded. For me being purpose-minded, for me seeing opportunities, opportunity-minded. For me being power-minded. What does that mean? It means I see power in everything. Even the things that suck, even the things that are hard, I see power in it. Since my mama's heaven birthday is tomorrow, even in her death, I seen power in it. Even though it's hard for me to feel that power, I seen power in it. What was the power? It was the power of giving me the gift of appreciating life, Trent. She gave me a gift in her death. She gave me a gift in her death, y'all. The gift was, here, Trent, this is what's real. This is what's coming for your life at some point. You better go live your life and appreciate it. And ever since then, once y'all see me get out my grief stage, you've seen another level of me, I'm sure. You've seen another different energy in me. People say, I got it all the time in New York. It's like, man, it's just something different about your spirit. And like, I don't be receiving, like, I'll be like, all right, like, but I understand because when that situation happened, my mother gave me power, right? She gave me permission to go live my best life because I realized like, oh, this is real. This is my mama. Like she's not here. This is the first person I ever knew in my life. She's gone. And I'm like, oh, like this is a real thing. Even though I've experienced death with so many people, like with mama, it just hit different. It's like, oh, this is a real thing. And the power in her death was, go live your life. Go live that life of fulfillment like I talk about in principle number 9. Go do more what you love unapologetically. Go love on your loved ones as much as you can. Because a sickness can come and it can switch things just like that. Where you can't do what you want to do no more. Or the unexpected shows up in your life and it changes everything. So while you got it, go get it. And that's the power and the gift that she gave me. Right? She gave me a gift in my grief. I like to call it the gift of grief. That's what it gave me. And so I went harder on this book. I went hard in every area of my life. And to see the world, man, like I had so many people stop me. Like I don't even know their names. I messed it up. Y'all seen the picture on Instagram, but the famous people that are like older, and I didn't watch those shows, but they were super famous. And it's crazy because one lady actually came and stopped and wanted to take a picture of me. I'm like, okay. Took a picture. And they're like, oh my gosh. Like the people in the studio today were like, do you know who that was? And I was like, no. It's like having that person want to take a picture with you, that's kind of crazy. And then the other lady, she stopped. If you look at that Today Show episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all probably know them more than I do. She stopped and looked at this book and said, protect your peace. She was 92 years old. Protect your peace. She said, yes. At 92. Then I ran into AJ from Backstreet Boys. Even though I was about to say bye, bye, bye. That was going to be funny, but that was NSYNC, and I thought it was Backstreet. I wasn't a Backstreet, like, of course I knew Backstreet Boys, but I was more, in the hip-hop side. But he said, looked at the title and said, protect your peace. I said, yeah, man. And every single person that's seen this book gave me the same exact reaction. Now, they haven't read it yet, but they know how much they need it or how much it's changed their life. Peace. And that's what I want for you. Like, this is a mission. It's a lifestyle for me. So it's so easy to talk about this book because this is not a promo run. Like, y'all know, I've been on this for, this is my life.